This week, I'm exploring coastal cooking on one of Italy's tiniest islands, uncovering the cherished recipe of a 92-year-old nonna.
Se ti è piaciuta questa ricetta, dillo a tutti quanti.
I give you my barbecued squid with a spectacular caper salsa.
It's the islands in a plate.
And cook up a trip down memory lane with my old mentor, Gennaro.
Yeah, that's so sumptuous.
Plus, matriarch Marina entrusts me with her legendary family feast.
I love it. So delicious.
Inspiring my melt-in-the-mouth chicken showstopper.
It's a brilliant feasting dish.
Me and my best buddy and mentor, Gennaro Contaldo, are in the awe-inspiring Aeolian Islands to discover authentic island recipes untouched by time.
Look at that, Gennaro.
So beautiful!
Centuries of seclusion from the mainland have seen the islanders develop their own distinct style of cooking, using ingenious combinations of their spectacular local produce.
Look at these two volcanoes, Gennaro.
It's incredible.
The 7 Aeolian Islands were submarine volcanoes that emerged from the sea around 700,000 years ago and are scattered just north of Sicily. Gennaro's taken me to the archipelago's food capital, Salina.
Oh my Lord. The sea,
Yes.
the mountains. Look at this, come on.
It's so beautiful.
Got like essentially forest up there. And you know, this is one of the only islands of the Aeolians that has like natural spring water. That's why it's so green. It's a lot greener than the others.
That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cooking on the island is a joy. Its crystal clear water and rich volcanic soil produce a sensational store cupboard.
I can smell the sea, I can smell the flower, I can smell the herbs.
But it's the creative flair of Salina's nonnas that turns simple back garden ingredients into mind-blowing recipes. And I'm here to learn their tricks.
Yeah, we're down here.
We're off to meet a legendary lady who at 92 is still farming capers.
Nona Frankina!
Sì,
Dove sta?
Buonasera!
buonasera, buonasera,
Eccola
benvenuta a
qua.
casa mia.
Bless you, bless you. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao, benvenuta a casa mia.
Sì, sì.
Nona Frankina runs a small-scale caper farm from her back garden. Salina is home to some of the best capers in the world. Everyone is picked by hand, and right now, it's harvest time.
So here's the caper plant, and the little berries here.
E questo si allunga.
And which ones are the best one, Nonna?
Queste qua, queste che abbiamo noi, si chiamano
Piccola.
noccioline. Lui si fa grosso
You've got to pick them at the right time.
e si chiama capperone.
Otherwise they get
e
sort of
quando
too
è
big,
grosso,
sort of floury.
il capperone non è buono.
These culinary heroes are actually tiny flower buds found on the caper bush, a plant that grows all over Africa, Asia and the Mediterranean.
Così e mettele qua. Così,
Oh,
e
that's
mettele
beautiful.
qua.
She's picking capers, putting them in a little pinny at the front.
The capers are dried in the sun, then painstakingly packed in salt to preserve them.
Cosa cuciniamo?
I totani ripieni facciamo stasera. Per me sono la mia specialità.
From her.
Facciamo
Beautiful.
stasera.
Can't wait to taste it.
Nona Frankina wants to teach me her very favourite recipe, using the best of Salina's land and sea. Squid with the most amazing caper stuffing in a tangy sweet tomato and caper sauce.
92, Gennaro. So when did she first start cooking, Gennaro?
Così, vedi?
Quando è cominciata a cucinare? A che età che è cominciata a cucinare?
A 10 anni.
82 years of cooking on this lovely planet. That's a lot of experience. Nonna? Okay.
Sì. Per noi è una cosa deliziosa. Mio nonno che andava a pescare, ragazzi, sai che facciamo domani? Tuffato, facciamo i totani ripieni.
So we're going in with breadcrumbs.
First lesson from this master of the kitchen is how to make the caper stuffing.
So 3 eggs.
Formaggio pecorino dove l'ha messo?
Pecorino?
Eccolo
No
qua.
problemo.
Parmigiano mai.
Parmesan's lovely, but the pecorino's got the tang,
It is.
the freshness.
A sprinkle of parsley, and then the magical moment. Caper time.
Are these her capers?
Queste che capperi sono? Che capperi sono queste?
Quelli che abbiamo visto noi.
May I eat one? Mangiare?
Puoi mangiare, puoi mangiare.
This is my first caper from the island. Oh my God. Gennaro, it's a different level.
At different levels.
They're fat, they're juicy, they're perfumed, they're meaty, and they're just from her back garden.
Capers are a real fast track to flavour. Just a tablespoon will turn this stuffing into something really punchy and fragrant.
Ora c'è l'aglio,
This is olive oil from the island. Uno.
2.
Look at the teapot. I just love it. I want to take her home.
Sì. C'è il mio olio, Pure noi facciamo l'olio.
So this is oil from her trees.
Sì, tutto qua.
This is garlic from her garden, capers from her garden, bread that she's made, pecorino from the island, squid from the sea.
After a splash of water and a good old mix-up, we're ready to stuff the squid.
You know, the squid is the perfect receptacle to stuff stuff in. Do you pack it in tight or keep it loose, Nonna?
Ah, quanto rifai ripieno?
Non pieno, normale. Lo spingo un po' giù. Ha visto?
Push it in. I just love her
Poi
hands.
questo deve venire.
You know, all those years of cooking to learn from the nonnas. What a joy.
Non deve stringere tanto.
Every time I stuff it, she corrects it. Come si chiude? È torta.
Apri qua.
Needle and thread. No way. I've never seen this in a million years.
L'ago e il cotone come si usava ai tempi dei nonni.
A lot of chefs use toothpicks, you know, cocktail sticks, but she don't like it because she says stuff still comes out.
I do a toothpick. Learn again.
Can you show me, Nonna?
Ci può far vedere a Jamie come fa a chiudere?
Ecco.
Ecco qua.
So I've never seen this before.
Wow, I love how carefully she's locked in the flavour. I can tell this is going to be a real treat.
There's so much care, love, attentions.
Next, we're moving on to the sweet, tangy tomato sauce.
This one?
Quella misura?
Sì, piccola, sì.
1 red onion is added to the olive oil, followed by cherry tomatoes. And then 1 humdinger of a Nonna tip.
She's squeezing the tomatoes underwater so the pips don't go over everyone. Brilliant tip. I will use that forevermore. So this is fatta in casa.
Sì.
This is her homemade passata, again, from her garden. And this is very traditional. Gennaro used to do this as a kid. You basically take beer bottles and recycle
Poi
them.
cominciare a mettere.
See?
Sì.
Sieving the tomatoes to make passata is a classic Italian trick for dealing with the season's glut and bottling up that summery tomato flavour.
If you smell this, it smells of sunshine.
E buonissimi sono.
Okay. 2 tablespoons of capers go in.
It couldn't be simpler.
Questo.
It's just like the best, freshest, most gorgeous tomato sauce.
Because I can smell it's the sand in a pot.
But this is why people get sort of like excited about Nonna's cooking, man, because you'd want to come home to that. So in with this one.
To keep the squid tender, the parcels are slowly poached in the sensational tomato sauce.
Profumo, fantastico, Nonna. Yeah,
È
fantastic.
meglio della carne.
The squid blip away for about 20 minutes before they're sliced and served with spaghetti, lashings of sauce, and for a final flash of flavour, some extra capers.
This is a complete privilege. The smell that I'm getting is incredible. Capers to finish, basil to finish.
Ecco, questo è il piatto.
Benito, Gennaro, bless you. Oh, look at that. Oh, Nonna.
Oh,
Fantastico.
che c'è?
Oh my God.
Delicioso. Oh,
Che c'è?
Oh my God.
delicioso. Ottimo.
Ah, ti piace?
Fantastico.
Buonissimo.
Buona vita, è venuta la
I'm just having a moment. So good.
Voi mangiate dopo.
The pasta. Nonna just wants to feed everyone. She wants to feed me, Gennaro. She wants to feed the whole crew. This is what nonnas do. They're feeders. It's so good. The pecorino with the capers and the garlic and the breadcrumbs. It's just soaked up all that lovely tomato ragu. Gennaro, will you ever forget this recipe?
Never.
Ma lui è giovane e deve mangiare.
I'm not that young.
Hai 4 figli, 4 figli. Ma tu 4
Cinque.
figli. 5 figli.
Sì.
Quando vai a casa un altro? Un maschio o femmina?
Really? Another one.
No, quando vai a
Ancora?
casa.
I'm gonna have a little bit more
Oh,
of this.
maschio o femmina?
Gennaro, she's telling me to have another baby.
Yes.
I have to stop myself eating. It's so good.
Se ti è piaciuta questa ricetta, dillo a tutti quanti, che io sono contentissima.
Thank you. Grazie mille.
Prego.
Grazie,
Nonna.
Grazie.
You are the best.
Frankina's authentic recipe is exactly what I was hoping to find. The way she used those outrageous capers to turn simple seafood into something sublime has blown my mind. The islanders have spent centuries exploring creative ways to combine their outstanding local produce, passing down and perfecting recipes through the generations. The next day, me and Gennaro are buzzing with inspiration, and we can't wait to get cracking on a recipe using that epic combo of island flavours.
Me and Gennaro are going to cook the most delicious squid dish inspired by Nona Frankina.
Yes.
How good was that?
She was unbelievable.
This grilled squid with a lively caper salsa is super easy and guaranteed to get those taste buds zinging.
Of course, we're bigging up capers, mint, anchovies, lemon juice, olive oil. How should we describe it? It's kind of like an Italian salsa, cum sauce, cum dressing. Fair?
Yeah, fair.
Gennaro's going to get a couple of lemons and he's going to squeeze it into this bowl. And this platter is going to kind of serve a purpose because everything that comes off of that grill is going to get tossed through this bowl to really capture every single bit of flavour that we put on there.
Come on, squeeze it, squeeze it.
Top up the juice of 2 lemons with the same amount of extra virgin olive oil. Throw in 3 cloves of chopped garlic and a fresh chilli.
Now, the nice thing is if garlic's one of the first ingredients to go in, the lemon juice kind of starts to pickle the garlic a little bit, takes the kind of heat out of it. The next ingredient will be the ingredient of the island, capers. The flavour's amazing, isn't it?
It is in this, goes almost for everything.
In the base of fish or meat stews, fantastic. They often come in brine. I think the ones in salt are the best, don't you?
They're the best indeed. Look, I got some inside here. This is what actually look like.
Wow. Look how amazing that is. So that's the caper flower. Truly beautiful. And these leaves are very good as well. They can be pickled.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're delightful. And there's the berries. So, of course, you can let them get bigger or smaller. Isn't it amazing to see them in the place where they come from?
Yeah.
Capers preserved in salt like these ones need a little soak and rinse.
Right, put them into some fresh water and let them sit for an hour, and then you can squeeze the salt out. When the excess salt comes out,
So good.
you get the perfume. Look at those.
Little pearl from the islands.
And then Gennaro is just going to lightly chop them.
Next, mash our 4 anchovies to give the salsa an amazing depth of flavour. And for texture, I'm adding a handful of chopped pistachios.
We're chopping everything around the same sort of size, okay? You know, pistachios being used, you know, not as a sprinkle, but as an ingredient. It's going to work really well.
That's it.
In you go, big boy.
Right.
The last thing that we're going to do to this salsa is mint. We're going to chop that up so fresh.
Smell it, smell it, smell it, smell it.
Whack in half a bunch of chopped mint, top up with oil and give it a whirl.
I've got the squid here. This is literally off the boat from the fishermen. But get down, you fishmongers, get some nice fresh squid. It's been gutted and skinned. I'm going to show you a technique to make this squid grab onto flavour. I'm going to run my knife down the length of the squid, like this, to open it out like a book. It's very simple. I'm just going to score the squid at an angle, and you don't want to go all the way through, and you simply go crisscross. It's such an easy preparation, and it turns a piece of squid into something so beautiful and so amazing. And I think it's equally as fascinating as Nona Frankina with that needle and thread, right? She was trapping stuff on the inside. We're doing the reverse, trapping the flavours on the outside. It's not a hard preparation. It's not a chefy preparation. It's just a little bit of crisscrossing. And when that cooks, it will start to fold up, and those little kind of crisscrosses will open up like a flower and grab hold of Gennaro's salsa.
Just get inside.
It's going to be amazing.
It's time to cook.
I'm going to put the bigger one first. Straight on.
I fired up a barbecue, but you could cook this in a hot pan or griddle pan.
And then we're going to put our legs on.
To keep the squid tender, you have to go low and slow like Nona Frankina, or hot and fast. This baby's ready in a minute.
And it will start to roll up. Look at that. Come on. That squid is done now, right? Very, very quick. Now, as soon as the squid comes off the grill, it goes in to our little dressing here. And you can try and unwind it. And you can put some in. Look at that. So the legs, they'll go in as well. And you just turn it, and those little scores just grab onto that fantastic salsa. Look at that.
Yeah. Leave the squid to cool slightly so it really soaks up the flavours of that salsa. And grab yourself some juicy tomatoes.
And I'm using these gorgeous, big beef tomatoes. You use whatever you like. Just do me a favour, make sure they're ripe and they haven't come from the fridge. My beautiful wife always puts the tomatoes in the fridge, and it is, you know, I've got over it, but, you know, have them on the windowsill. Always better flavour. You can go cherries if you want. Look at the colours, though.
Slice through the squid to really show off the vibrant, tangy and fresh caper salsa.
The tomatoes are like your edible plate, and again, we dress them in that amazing dressing. That is for you.
Do you know what? It's the islands in a plate.
It definitely is. Right, come on, big boy.
Yeah, shall we tuck in?
We're going to tuck in.
Oh, my God. Mm. The squid is so tender.
And the capers are so fresh. The chili gives it that lovely little hum. You know, the squid has grabbed hold of all of that gorgeous dressing. If you look, the dressing's all the way through.
Yeah.
The little curly-whirly of the squid. Go on, get some flavours of Salina on your own dinner table. Delicious.
Back on the trail of the island's treasured recipes, me and Gennaro are exploring Lingua, a small town in the very south. We've heard of a little place that's rumoured to serve some of the best granita the country has to offer. This frozen sweet treat is Italy's answer to sorbet, and it gets lapped up morning, noon and night.
Io devo far assaggiare tutti ormai.
Pesce.
No, uno.
Yeah.
Peach. And it's got skin through it as well. And you know how the skin is like a little bit more sour?
Pesca.
Pesca, si.
78-year-old Alfredo has been serving granita lovingly crafted from the island's magical produce for nearly 50 years.
So what's that, the mulberry?
Cos'è questo?
Jersey.
Jersey, yes, mulberry. Go. It's going to give me another one.
Oh, that is
Pochino.
delicious. So, this is mulberry from the island. Mulberry is one of my favourite soft fruits in the whole wide world. It's amazing.
Cos'è questo?
Assaggiala.
Try first.
Poi tu devi dire che cosa
And then
è.
you tell me.
Almond.
Mamma mia.
Granita originates from Arab rule over 2,000 years ago.
A traditional granita would be a chunk or an ice block from the mountains, dragged down, and they'd shave it like shards. And then traditionally they just put, you know, street sellers would put like lemon juice over it or citrus. You know what I love about these are so sensitively the flavours. It's not overly sweet. You can taste everything. I think whenever you buy something that's pre-done in a factory, they always chuck a load more glucose in it and sugar because it kind of keeps it smoother for longer, months and months and months.
Quanto le fai?
Tutti i giorni facciamo tante noi, non è che uno, non uno solo, ne facciamo tante.
That's how. If you're making it every day, you can make it with less sugar. You tell him that's the nicest. That's the nicest.
Guarda.
That's the nicest one I've had in Italy.
Quale ti è piaciuta di più?
Guarda, tutto. È piaciuto. Ma sai,
Sì.
noi siamo in giro e proviamo le graniti gelate. Questa è la migliore che abbiamo provato.
Io lo so.
Complimenti.
Lo so, grazie.
C'ho le mani che non le
Ma
voglio
io
dare.
ora te ne faccio un bicchiere, probabilmente tu la mangi.
Sì, sì, la mangio un pochino.
Aspetta,
I've got to have that mulberry and the almond.
Mamma mia. I love the way he spoons in with the ladle instead of the ice cream cone.
Tu vuoi mandorla?
Bakewell tart,
Mandalo.
frozen.
Yeah.
So,
I love it. Shall we go to that?
I know it's really bad.
Yeah.
Can I order another one?
Guarda, questo è cattivo. Sai cosa
I know,
ho
that's
detto?
like...
Se può avere ancora un'altra.
Sometimes you just got to be greedy.
Può dare un'altra coppa? Sì, perché... Sì.
Let's do it, mate. That's amazing. What a joy.
I just love it.
While Alfredo keeps the Sunseekers happy with the finest granita I've ever tasted, the sparkling sea delivers a daily serving of the most sensational seafood. Fresh anchovies are in season right now, and I know they're Gennaro's absolute favourite, so I want to make him a very special treat.
So I'm going to make the most delicious little gift for this fella. He loves anchovies. That was the food of his childhood. And also, Gennaro is the anchovy expert, so it's got to be good if I'm going to impress him. I want to cook it for him and get a big old smile out of him.
For a real treat, I'm serving fresh anchovies simply grilled on toast with glorious simple flavours of fennel, chilli and lemon.
So these are fresh anchovies. You may have only ever seen the ones in jars that are salted. You could do with sardines, you could do with any small white fish. So here we have some beautiful anchovies. They've been cleaned by the fishmonger. And they're incredible. They cook so quickly, they're fresh, they're clean, they're just really flaky and delicious. You can have them raw. There's a million ways of how to cook them, so many dishes.
And lucky for us, they're best friends with one of my favourite spices.
Fennel seeds, love these. Lovely green fennel seeds, and they're beautiful. About a heaped teaspoon, right? Quite bold. And then there's chilli. These are fairly hot, so I'm gonna kind of go easy. So just have a little sprinkle. By keeping the fennel seeds whole and the flakes of chilli quite big, you know, it kind of gives you a pop of flavour. You know, it doesn't kind of completely cover it.
Drizzle with extra virgin olive oil and finally grate over a little lemon zest.
I've got some fennel tops. You know, you could use any herb, you know, but fennel's really, really good. I'm just gonna rip that up in my hand. So I'm just gonna move these anchovies around just so those flavours start to mix a little bit. Once you've done that, grab yourself a loaf of bread. Take any bread you can get, something hopefully that's a little bit spongy. And I'm just gonna take the crust off both sides. Just carefully get your knife, trim off the base, just rotate it around. It doesn't matter what shape your toast is, just whip it up. Now, see that? Then we've got this sponge in here. Simple.
Grease up the pan and pop in your bread.
I'm just gonna gently toss up these anchovies just to distribute all of that lovely flavour. Look at that. And then all I'm gonna do is lay the anchovies in and around this beautiful bread.
Anchovies are full of natural, healthy oils. And here, not a drop is lost, as the bread acts like a sponge to soak them all up.
The next bit's almost quite brutal. I'm gonna have it in the pan here, and I'm gonna just put my body weight in it and really push with all my weight it in. And you might think, well, why has he done that? Because that was all lovely and delicate, and now he's just kind of ruined it. I haven't, right? Because now there's no kind of difference between the bread and the fish. It's just one. I can whack that in the oven, but then you've got a soggy bottom. So I'm going to start it on the hob.
Pop it in a pan on a medium-low heat.
So look, if you have a little look here, as soon as you see that golden on the bottom, turn it off.
It's going in the wood oven here, but simply whack it under a hot grill at home. After a couple of minutes, you'll get a crispy top to go with that crunchy bottom.
That is the dream. What you can do is just nick some fennel tops. You can just sprinkle some fresh ones on top, just to contrast the cooked ones.
Yeah.
And these are fennel flowers. You can just literally grab those like that and go like
Yes.
that. And then we can just put that in and around. What a joy. Beautiful. And look at that. Hot, crispy, deliciousness. Gennaro, pass me that big chopper. So I'm just going to clank it up, almost like a little pizza. Yeah, beautiful. Look at that. It's crispy. Come on, big boy. Hold that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one to get you going. But before you do that...
Oh, it's my friend, the lemon. Oh, my God.
That's so sumptuous.
Oh, I can sing.
I have been known to make a mighty mean fish finger butty, but you can't compare the deliciousness of fresh anchovies. They're a joy. If you've never tried them before, you're missing out.
My succulent anchovies with little pops of fennel and warm chilli on crunchy toast. What's the anchovy master's final verdict?
You shocked me as well, how good it is. And I thought I can do everything about anchovies. Do you know what? You've done something especially the best.
You like it?
Bless you. I finished mine straight away, one bite.
You breathed it.
Thank you for making this for me.
Our journey to uncover Salina's cherished family recipes continues on the wilder north coast of the island, in the sleepy village of Malfa.
Ciao, Francesco!
Look at these beautiful flowers, you know.
It's so beautiful.
I love it here.
Salina is the greenest of the 7 Aeolian Islands, home to over 400 different plants and a treasure trove of the most glorious ingredients.
So fertile, the land is incredible and so green. Where we're going now, you just love it.
We're off to meet the matriarch of one of the island's biggest families. Gennaro tells me she's the master of turning humble backyard ingredients into awesome family feasts.
Yeah. Woo. Right, we're here, big boy. Nona Marina!
Buongiorno!
Tutto bene?
Come va? Tutto bene?
Piacere, bene,
Piacere,
bene.
Marina.
Marina. Mwah.
Nona Marina is 72 and a magician in the kitchen. She feeds her 10 children and countless grandchildren almost entirely on what she's growing in the garden. And today we're lucky enough to join the weekly family gathering.
Cos'è che cuciniamo oggi?
Oggi facciamo il coniglio, però due cose a parte.
So this is so exciting. 2 different types, massive family, and a beautiful view. Come on, look at this.
Possiamo andare?
Sì,
Sì,
let's do
sì,
it.
non
Cucina,
abbiamo-
cucina.
Nona's making her legendary family lunch 2 ways. One rabbit dish, which is sticky and sweet with wine, and the other light and creamy with lemon.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
Visto?
Oh my God, look at that.
E allora?
Look at this lemon.
Rabbit is a really popular meat on the island, and I love it too, and I can't wait to get stuck in. Nona kicks off her recipe by placing the whole jointed rabbit along with the offal in each pan.
Jamie ha detto vuole solo imparare. Lui fa il comì, che si dice.
Metti l'olio?
Sì.
Olio? No, questo è vino.
Vino, scusa.
Sì.
See? So we're in a cold pan. So we're in a new method here. So currently 3 tablespoons,
Basta?
3 tablespoons of olive oil.
Ecco.
Yeah.
For me, this is so exciting. We've got 2 dishes cooking in parallel, right? One celebrating lemon, one celebrating wine. Nonna Marina,
Sì.
perché coniglio importante?
Per qui da quando c'era veramente la guerra, qui si usava tanto, cioè allevare i conigli in famiglia li allevavano, che ora ognuno ha la sua gabbietta con i suoi conigli e fa i conigli di casa, hai capito? Quindi usiamo tantissimo questi conigli, perché
Delizioso.
piacciono a tutti, sì.
A lot of people don't know about rabbit, but it's very similar to chicken. It's a wonderful carrier of flavours.
For recipe 1, Nona Marina mixes a glass of white wine with a tablespoon of sugar.
Io non sono capace di fare così.
And adding 1 finely sliced onion.
Ora metto un po' di pinole, va bene così. E le mandorle, sì,
Mandola? Sì.
tagliate però.
Perché le mandano?
Viene più gusto.
The nuts are grown on the island, so Nona's not holding back, piling them in for a delicious, rich finish.
Pomodoro.
Sì. Quanti?
7, 8.
In they go.
Followed by bay leaves, crushed cloves, and a good glug of a local speciality called vino di mustard.
So she ain't mucking about. This is a very classic flavour to this area. And it's when they take the leftover must from making the wine. It's like all the bits of skin and stuff like that. And what they do is instead of throw it away, they reboil it with sugar and they can kind of bespoke it and make it their own. They can put spices in. It tastes a little bit like raisins. Come licorice, come sort of pruny juice. It's big and bold, delicious.
And if you can't get musto, thick balsamic vinegar or prune juice will do the trick.
Look at the colour change here. It's dark, it's glistening. This is really, really exciting. Profumo fantastico.
The second recipe begins with olive oil, onions, bay leaves and nuts. But this time, the magic ingredient is lemon.
Meno 3-4 di questi limoni.
The smell of lemon.
Anna, this is where I love it.
Allora, io da te ho imparato una cosa, che così fai il limone.
It's the human sieve.
È vero,
See, we're exchanging tips. You see, I'm learning from her, she's learning from me.
Nona Marina mixes lemon juice with 4 tablespoons of sugar.
There's a builder's cup of lemon juice and sugar going in there. But this is a sweet and sour dish.
Tutto?
Never seen anything like this before. Never. No. So we've got that flavour of the islands happening. We've got the nuts in there. We've got spices in there. See, when you make stews or little pot roasts, the flavour you're developing is very base and mid. Do you know what I mean? And what I love about what she's doing is at the very end of the dish, she's adding the treble.
Jamie, can you see how creamy it become with the lemons and with the sugar?
I just love it. The shine is amazing. What Nona's done is, like, she's been very brave and bold with flavours. And, of course, what you get is a confident dish. You could do this absolutely with chicken, mixed game, beautiful. But meat on the bone, that's when you get the flavour from the bones. These little pine nuts, they're sort of swelling up. And, of course, they're full of natural fats. You know, rabbit's quite lean. It's a healthy meat. So by using the olive oil and the pine nuts with all that incredible natural fat, you're kind of making it even more tender and more delicious. Wow. This is proper southern cooking happening right now. Hundreds of years they would have been cooking just like this.
The rabbit is left to bubble away for about half an hour until the meat is soft and the sauce reduces.
Questo tu lo puoi mangiare sia caldo che anche freddo, perché va bene lo stesso. Interessante che non è freddo del frigorifero, però temperatura ambiente.
And that's really interesting. And actually you'll see that around the islands and around the Mediterranean because it's so hot here. So the concept of having meat hot, fine, cold, delicious. Either or is right, but also there's one thing, is like when food's really hot, you can't taste it as much. So when things are room temperature or just a little warm, you can taste so much more of the flavours, which is beautiful. So, Nonna, finito?
Sì, abbiamo finito.
Mangiare?
Non dobbiamo mangiare, giusto? Ciao, ciao famiglia, benvenuta.
By using the same base island ingredients, but changing the final layer of flavour, Nona's knocked up 2 distinct dishes fit for a feast.
Cornelio Olive!
Si mangia! Ma guarda, complimenti! Porta questo qua.
How amazing is this? A proper Italian lunch. This is all Nona Marina's family, and I think they're ready to eat now.
Buon appetito, eh! Buon appetito! Buon appetito!
I just can't wait to tuck in.
I love it.
Già sono pronti.
So delicious. And all these little juices, you know, all the little pine nuts.
Oh my God, it's so good.
The nuts completely change texture, don't they, when they're cooked like this?
It is.
I mean, they're just as tasty as the rabbit. They're carrying all that flavour.
I love that these delicious meals, born out of necessity to raise rabbits in wartime, live on, keeping Marina's family happy decades later.
Con le mani.
Ah. She said, eat your hands, don't muck about.
Oh, yeah.
So it tastes much better. Lovely, it's so good. What do you think about the flavours?
Each one has got his own flavour in his own way, and with the lemons cooks ever so well, that sweet and sour.
I mean, the dark one is completely different, isn't it? It's rich.
Amazing.
It's got that depth of flavour.
And with the mosto of the wine is incredible because it's sticky.
You're right. It's like barbecue.
It's like barbecue. Yeah. When you put it inside your mouth, you go, hey, come on.
You're completely right, Nonna. Ottimo.
Ottimo, vero?
What a pleasure to share a classic family Italian lunch. Beautiful day, beautiful view, beautiful nonna. An amazing dish. Salute.
Alziamo il bicchiere e ringraziamo a Nonna Marina, grazie di tutto. Salute, buonissimo.
Molto buono.
Nona Marina has smashed it. Her simple, no-nonsense recipes produce big, bold dishes that burst with island flavour. But you know what? You can do these at home. I can't wait to get cracking on a recipe that turns Salina's ingredients into a show-stopping meal.
So I'm going to cook for you the most amazing chicken dish that's inspired by the island, inspired by Nona Marina, and inspired by those two incredible rabbit dishes.
This stunning chicken and aubergine pot roast with zesty couscous packs the full force of the island's flavours.
For me, this is a family meal, paying homage to all the island's food. The aubergines, the rosemary, the wild herbs, the tomatoes, the garlic, fantastic. And I want to do it with chicken. Chicken is the meat of choice, right? And they eat a lot of chicken here as well. So we are going to use a beautiful local free-range chicken. First up, let's talk about aubergines. It's an amazing veg. You can have it raw, you can have it pickled, you can roast it, you can fry it, you can deep fry it, you can griddle it. And I want to cook it in a way where you get elements of crispy skin, but real butteriness, real kind of amazing meatiness that absorbs the flavour from the chicken and all of these flavours around me. It's going to be a great dish that you can do at home with your family, right? I've got 3 of these little beauties. I'm going to cut them quite big. I'm going to do bad kind of chunks, clanks, bits like that. And this is quite unusual. But I really want to try and create a harmony between how I'm going to butcher that chicken into chunks and also the aubergine. They're as important as each other.
To soften, season and sweeten the aubergine, cover in salt and leave to sweat.
Then we've got this chicken. So I'm going to break this down into a stewing cut, OK? So I'm going to go in and it goes straight through that little joint there, right? And I'll do it on the other side, straight through. Then I've got the legs and the thigh here. So just push them down like that. And I'm just going to run my knife between the skin and then I pull it and I click that little bone out here. That's the leg. I'm not leaving it whole. I need to cut it in half. You can feel there's a gap. And then you put your blade in the gap and bash it. So now we've got a beautiful drumstick and then we've got the thigh. Gorgeous.
I'm keeping the meat on the bone to really maximise the flavour of the chicken.
You can get your butcher to do this for you, by the way. Season this bad boy up just with a little kiss of extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, some pepper, and let's have a little massage up. And we'll put it in the pan, which is cold, just like Nona Marina did.
Cook the chicken skin side down so the fat renders out and becomes the foundation of our flavour.
Now have a look at this aubergine and you see how it's sweating. And that's just the salt that's done that. And that will soften the aubergine. It will also season the aubergine. Right? Most of the salt will come off, so don't start getting worried about salt. But it also drags this element of bitterness out.
When the chicken turns brown and crispy, whip it out the pan. Rinse the salt off the aubergine and get it sizzling.
Let's get some colour. Look at that. Yes. We've browned off the chicken and we've got some colour on the aubergines. And hopefully you can kind of see how there's an amazing kind of similarity in size between the aubergine and the chicken. That's done on purpose, right? So a bit of colour. I didn't kind of touch them too much. I got confident colour on them. But in the pan, we have got lots of flavour left. And we can start our story of the island flavours, right?
Yeah, got some beautiful herbs here.
So if you can peel that garlic for me.
Right.
So we want the pine nuts, we want the almonds, we want...
The capers.
Yeah. From the garden, we took some chilli, right? Let's get a bit of spice coming. If you ever want to use chilli, but you want a rounder kind of chilli flavour, not kind of aggressive and hot, just prick it with a knife because it will puff up when you heat it and it will explode. And if it explodes over you, that hurts, right? But I'm going to use whole chilies, OK?
I've gone for 3 whole chilies and 2 cloves of garlic.
Oh, my God, look at that. Yes, cinnamon is giving that extra flavour, that lift.
It's not native, but the islanders love a bit of spice. Now, bringing it back home, add 3 bashed up bay leaves, 3 sage leaves and 2 sprigs of rosemary.
Classic. Look at that. The smells.
I know. And look
The
at this
smell.
cinnamon.
So I'm going to cut the onions nice and fine, just like Nona Marina. And by cutting them fine like this, we're kind of making the natural sugars much more accessible. And when we caramelise that, that's going to give you the agrodolce classic flavour.
Good.
Nice.
Come on.
Throw in the onions, followed by a good handful of those island heroes, capers.
The flavour from all those beautiful herbs, capers. Look at the colours. I need to get some tomatoes happening. And one of the tips that me and Gennaro have learned is we have been squeezing the pips out of tomatoes for probably 50 or 60 years between us,
Yeah, well, I think
covering
it's
ourselves.
more.
I do that. And of course, Nona the other day just did it underwater. So I'm just going to squeeze that, get rid of the seeds. There's no mess.
What a lovely tips.
It's such a
Why?
good-
Why? I never was thinking why.
I don't know, because we're stupid, that's why. That's why you've got to come and learn from the nonnas, man. Chefs sometimes just kind of overcomplicate things. We've got the dolce from the sweet onions. And we're going to add sweet tomatoes. I'm just going to break them up in my hand. And the acid will come from the lemon juice, just like Nona Marina, right? We're going to use that technique. It was a good technique, wasn't it?
Add the tomatoes, chicken and aubergine, and let those flavours harmonise.
Oh my God.
They're all around each other. Let's put some lemon juice in there. We want to big up lemon juice for that sweet and sour vibe, just like our Nona. I'm not going to put the sugar, because I think the way we cook the onions is going to be sweet enough. Go on, big boy. No pips.
No pips.
Pine nuts go in. They'll fall to the bottom. They'll suck up juice.
Can't wait in. Go on, put them in.
So this beautiful thing goes in the oven for about half an hour to 40 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius until the meat just falls off the bone of the chicken. Now, we are going to serve this with couscous.
I love to add a pinch of saffron to boiling water.
Chuck us a lemon, big boy. And so add the juice of half a lemon, and I'm going to leave the lemon in there. The hot water is going to infuse with that skin. It's going to be lovely. It's really easy, isn't it?
Complete easy, easy.
And I think also what people don't realise is that this is cooked already. You just have to rehydrate it. And then I'm just going to pour in the couscous, visually about half as much.
The islanders picked up this staple from their North African neighbours. Now it's a popular alternative to pasta and will work a treat with my pot roast.
Gonna be
And
so
the only
good.
thing I would do, Gennaro, is a little oil. Just because you're loving it, kissing it, dressing it. And we'll add a few capers. That's like paying respect, right, Gennaro?
Yes, indeed.
And then just put a lid on top. That's all you do. Nothing. No cooking, no steaming, just that. 12 minutes, that'll be ready and it will keep warm.
All that's left to do is serve.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that.
This sensational melt-in-your-mouth chicken and aubergine pot roast serenades you with the island's flavours and hits the ultimate high note with this light and zesty couscous that soaks up all of those juices.
So tender, look at it. Really, really delicious. I mean, what you get there is essentially a pot roast. Meat just melting off the bone. The aubergines are insane. Buttery and meaty. Honestly, hand in my heart, like, the aubergines are as good as the chicken.
You can talk. I'm eating.
This was inspired by Nona Marina and that big family, and I think this would be amazing on a Sunday for a big gathering, a dinner party. It's a brilliant feasting dish. Big boy, without doubt, this has been a success. We came here to discover ancient, old, unseen recipes.
We find it.